So the first thing first, we're gonna talk about purchase order. Okay, so if let's say you want to create a purchase order, you need to find the purchase order applet, which is the internal purchase order. Okay, so the left menu and left menu here will be in the EMP, call it like modular basically. Okay, so in the big ledger, the plus button is over here. So the listing it will straight away pop up here in the in one UI basically. So here you need to click plus. If let's say you want to create new, you click plus, okay, and then you choose your branch. Okay, you is this one. So later, we're gonna default for all of you for the branches now will be under testing branch. Okay, testing branch, and then the location I think need to. Oh, sorry, it's a different. I have so many. So later you test actually using new testing branch over here, okay, and then the location will be auto. So in the future, for the testing period, you can choose the test branch, but in the future, for all of you gonna have your own branch. Okay. So here, you choose your branch, okay, and then after that you go to the account. So this account is you choose the supplier. If you choose your supplier, so if let's say your supplier is not in the listing when you search, okay, so you can create the new supplier by clicking on the select mode over here. So when you enable that is under create on edit mode, so the plus button will be there. Okay, so you can create the supplier at the same page. So it's like you key in your supplier name, code, if let's say the currency, everything you can fill up. But if let's say it's already exists in the system, so you just choose one of them. After you choose your supplier, okay, and then you go to the line. This line is where you key in the item. What item code that actually you order from the supplier. Okay, choose your item over here, and then you can key in your amount, the amount over here. So this one will be by this is by per unit. Okay, this is per unit, and then this is by transaction amount. So if let's say you don't want to key in under the what do you call unit price over here, you can key in here, which is example like 900. Okay, you just put the total amount. So system will calculate for you for per unit transaction based on the quantity. So if let's say you choose here, you put here is a 10 quantity, so the transaction amount also will be changed. Okay, so you can click add. Sorry, this one is not. So you can click save. So if you see, okay, now you go back to the listing, right? Go back to the listing. So in here, in the big picture, whatever that you put any transaction, okay, except post POS, so all will be good under draft. In the EMP, all the thing that you create, it will it will always go to, it will touch your accounting and then also your stock, okay? So this PO in the big ledger, we will have a posting status here where we call it draft or final. So when it is a draft, okay, when it is a draft, you still can edit, like you can change your supplier, you can change your supplier, you can add the new item, more item, or even you can change your branch. You can change your branch over here if it is a draft. Okay, so now if let's say, okay, draft usually like still, you still can edit, you still can change. So everything, if let's say everything is confirmed, okay, confirm already, then you click final. So for final, we have two type. If let's say you can click and then click the document and then put final over here, or you just tick on the from the listing and then you click final. There are two part over here. So when it is final, okay, final ready, then you will not you can't even add the new item. You cannot do anything. You cannot change anything. Okay, that's a PO. So for the PO here, we have an advanced filter where you can by if you search by supplier, and then if let's say you want to filter by branches or maybe by purchaser, posting status, or maybe by date, filter by date. And here we have also have a line item where a line item basically is based on what item code. In the listing, the first page, it will not show you what will be the item. So in the next one, the line item is showing your item code based on your item code. So you the rest actually you can ignore it. Later we're gonna hide it. Okay. One thing that I want to show, which is on the here you if let's say you want to reprint it, okay, you can reprint over here. Choose the printable and then export to PDF. With there, I want to enable. uh, So other than an export, in the big you can attach. Example, you want to attach any document into this PO, so you can always go to the attachment tab. We call it tab over here, and then you click plus. So when you click plus, you're gonna have like a new UI, okay, on the right. So you can click upload file to choose whatever that under your what do you call your desktop. Okay, then you click add. We have this close PO. So example, okay, example, this PO you order internal purchase GRN, same like EMP direct receiving stock. So in here we call internal purchase GRN. Adip, we haven't run the KO configuration for test branch.
Okay, I'll check that.
So I will show you the one that under our testing because we haven't. When the stock arrive, okay, when the stock arrives, you go through the internal purchase GRN and then you click plus again. Go back. Okay. You see the right, the left one will be the similar like a PO. Okay. So here you need to click plus. Okay. When you click plus, you go straight away, go to the KO4. This KO4 is to load the purchase order that created before. If let's say there's no PO, then you don't need to this KO4. Okay, maybe I show here. Okay, I click plus. Okay, and then I go to the KO4. Okay, when you go to the KO4, so the sample, so it will load the whole PO that's still outstanding. It is so it outstanding. So you click one of them, then you click knock off. So when you click knock off, okay, so your account, which is your supplier, it will load from the PO. The line also will be load from the PO. So if let's say just now, okay, now I ordered 100 and then I only received 70. Okay, so you click on the line item on the item itself, and then you change how many quantity that you receive. Okay, then you click save. After you click save, all right, if let's say you want to double check for the whole thing, you can still check. Okay, if not, then you can go to final. Final for the what do you call? Okay. So when final, you cannot do anything. Okay, now it's still loading because there's a 80 and then it's our testing server. Okay, so basically when final in your site, okay, in directly whatever that you just up to GRN only, meaning that like EMP direct receiving stock. So if let's say that one is if let's say you're creating the PO already created, but if let's say the PO is not created, okay, so you click also on the internal purchase GRN, okay, and then you choose your branch, okay, and then you choose your supplier. So this one will be manual lah, like you choose your supplier, and then you go to the line, and then you choose the item, which item that actually you receive. If you notice that we have a serial number tab over here. Just now when from my here is I don't see any serial number. If let's say is the item is a serialized one, okay, serialized item code, so you will see the serial number tab. So it will be a red box if because you didn't key in any serial number. Okay. So for the serial number, either you can scan one by one. Okay, you scan, or if let's say you want to put comma like that. Okay, where if you do like this, then you put the delimiter is comma, then you add. So the quantity will be 2. So if let's say when the supplier give you all by line, by row method, okay, row method, then you can put under pipe, a second pipe. But usually is by comma lah, by comma. Or if let's say you want to scan one by one, then you scan here. Okay, or maybe from and to, so you can do that. Or if let's say it's an import, meaning that is under the Excel file, okay, Excel file, and then you have like 1000 or 100 instead of key in one by one, you want upload, okay, upload the serial number only, so that one also can. So you put here and then you upload the file. We have the template for this. Okay, so when I click add, this one I think we can hide though. Okay, so wait, I haven't keyed in the quantity.
Grace, there's one question from Shino. Can one GRN knock off two different POs?
That one can. So meaning your GRN will be multiple. Okay. Multiple PO. So I enable the multiple PO. So later you can, when you go to the KO4 like this, you just now the KO4 you can take more than one PO. So I go back to the GRN. Okay, after I created over here, so either you can still change, okay, wherever it is still draft. Then you can play around, you can edit, you can change everything, then click final. Okay. Why there's a I need to check, I think because item. I, maybe I didn't just check on this one. Okay. Just now I don't know why. Okay. So okay, it's final already. So when it is a final, so you cannot change anything. Okay, same thing. You cannot change in the direct. So in the stock availability, you can go to the stock availability report. Okay, so for here we have two type of stock availability. One stock availability just only tell you what will be the stock balance. Okay, and then the other one would be the stock availability detail. Maybe I show it here, because it's more data. If you want to see for multiple location, okay, so you can click here or you just select all for the location. Okay. So when I click search, so there's an item code for this search, item type, status, and everything is here. So this is one, maybe I should. So on the first first stock availability module, here is only showing the stock balance. So when you click it inside, example, oh, I'm you are under which branch, and then you want to see what will be. So when you click on this 11, okay, it will show you what will be the available pricing scheme, item category, and image. Okay, or maybe is there any decimal? If let's say it is a serialized item, so when you click, is the additional one which is serial number balance, like your serial number listing basically. Okay, this is when you receive from the stock availability. But here under this, and then now I go to the stock availability details, which is the second one. So if you see the UI will be the same, like similar like our EMP stock availability, where you can see whether you want to show the sales order, the PO, all this thing will be shown. Let's see. Item code, branches that you select. Okay, and then here there are four, which is stock balance is 91, and then you haven't GRN, you don't GRN anything, and then your PO is 50, and then your sales order is 10. So expected remaining will be 131 after plus and minus. So when I click inside the right will shown where you can see what will be the stock movement. Stock movement for this particular branch, for this particular specific item. What will be the movement? What will be the stock aging? The GRN, if let's say half the PO number because you have a PO outstanding. The sales order, the 10 quantity is shown in the image. If so, the stock of this one is only stock availability, the normal, the general one. We have two types. One and two. In the EMP is only show this, so only show this balance. So but in the BigLedger you can click it inside and then you can drill down. Drill down what would be information relevant for this. Okay. One more. The difference between the stock availability details and the stock availability is that under stock availability, you don't need to key in any item code. Like if let's say you want to generate for the whole item code, that one can. That one is under stock availability. But under the stock availability details, okay, you need to key in the item code. Because the stock availability details is giving you straight away the stock movement, the stock aging, and everything. So that's why we need the item code. If not, it will jam. The server will be jam. Okay. So okay, just now I show you on the stock aging over here, right? But it's only for particular item. So if let's say you want to generate for the whole aging everything, so you can go to here on the stock aging, and then you can choose the item code also, and then key in the the branch, okay, the date as of when, and then you just search. So it will show you the item code, the name, aging, quantity, and everything will be shown. If let's say you want to filter by aging, example, or maybe by month, okay, so you can just filter like this. So if let's say you don't like, then you just cross. Okay? When the first scenario, one multiple PO, one GRN, okay, so you can multiple click, because now our configuration for this will be one to one. So if let's say your configuration is a multiple to one, which is multiple PO to one, so you just multiple take click and then click no off. This multiple PO, if let's say you are using multiple PO to one GRN, system actually will read based on whether it is based on the same branch, same supplier. So if let's say it's under the same branch and under the same supplier, you can multiple knock off. But if let's say the PO here, okay, if let's say the PO is under different supplier but same branch, system will not allow you to do the multiple conversion to GRN. The system read that. So this is one scenario. So if the second scenario is that one PO, multiple GRN, okay. So if that's the case, when you load the PO to here, and this GRN, when you go to the line, you click on the item and then you change the quantity. So it's like partial receive. You partial receive. Okay, so that will be the second scenario. What if the GRN item is a phone, then but they know off with the PO accessory? Is there anything can do? This phone, but they know off with basically, if let's say Dixon, if let's say you're using you load the PO to the GRN, so it will bring the whole item under the PO. So it will be accessory, not a phone, unless they after they load, okay, after they load, they add the new item. So that one up to you, allowed or not allowed, okay. But if let's say you adding the new item under GRN, but the PO still on the accessory, the GRN you add on accessory plus phone. So when you compare later on, you trace these two documents, it will not the same amount. Okay, so that's only the consequence lah, if let's say you want to do that. Creditor upload. Creditor report upload. So click on it. For the creditor here, we have a creditor outstanding document, like monitor outstanding document, entity based on the entity or the aging report or the detail. First one would be the creditor outstanding document. So you can choose your quantity either, I don't know whether. So you can search first, okay? You search and then it will show the supplier. Then you choose your company. Okay. So our system will show you what will be the purchase invoice, what will be the purchase invoice number, the date, the aging, what will be the open for you to, I mean, like you haven't paid lah, basically still outstanding the amount. And then if let's say the account already create the payment voucher, okay, so it will shown here, because like payment voucher not off with the buy invoice or purchase invoice. So it will shown here. So you can always refer to the AR/AP balance. When the AR/AP balance here not zero, not equal to zero, meaning that still have outstanding. So for all the list, the report like this, so you can filter basically based on the date, for example, or based on the uh, later when you generate multiple, so you can filter by entity name. You will drill down like this, or you can click just cross if you see you don't like it, you don't want to see by that. And then aging report. eh, the same thing that you can need to, like, you can filter and then you choose by what. Okay, and then see whether you just want to see the outstanding only or not. So you click search. So when you click search, system will how to say, group by entity name. Why? Because I select two entity, I select two supplier. So is they group by that. So if let's say you don't want, so you click when you cross it, so you're gonna have an additional new column which is entity name. So you can drill down like that. Can group them. Okay, and then the days and then the month, the ARP balance. Okay, and then we have an entity report. Okay, this entity report, it will show the aging is based on like a lot of transaction, but for the entity will it just show you the balance, like the amount, the total amount. Okay, so if from here you can click it inside. Again, you can go to the transaction doc, meaning that from this amount coming from which document. Okay, and then you go to the SOA here to, if let's say you want to print the SOA for the supplier. Okay, so that one will be under entity report. So for creditor, it will be have a outstanding, monitor outstanding document, the aging, supplier aging, the entity report. If let's say you want to send the SOA to the supplier based on supplier total amount, then we have the transaction history, which this one will be AP transaction. You need to go to late because you can see later on you will do PO and the GRN, right? PO and the GRN. So for each applet, okay, for each applet, if let's say you have a default branches, okay, you can always go to the each GRN applet. For example, you go to the personalization and then you select on the default. So if let's say I already set, right? You don't have permission. Oh, I'm not admin. I'm sorry. So if let's say you already choose here your default branch, okay, the difference is just that when you go to purchase GRN, when you click plus, you don't need to select the branch anymore. So this one will based on your personalization. Okay.